Whatever your reason for recording, you'll be happier with the process if you take some time to prepare and have all your tools in place before you click on the record button for the first time. For the majority of you, the recording project will involve primarily music. You may be a musician, band leader, vocalist, producer, or all the above. The preparation will be different for each role, but preparing is essential in every case. Of course, you may also be recording a project that involves no music creation at all, such as sound effects for a video. In this case, you'll prepare differently from a musician or music producer. While musicians have maintenance and setup tasks related to their instruments, sound engineers and creators working only in the computer, or in the box as it's known, have other tasks to do regularly, including maintaining their computer and their library of sounds and audio effects in top condition. Let's look at some of the essential tasks you want to complete as you get ready for your recording session. If you're a musician or preparing a musician or band for a recording session, here's some things you want to consider. Are the musicians really ready to record? If you record in the same space where you rehearse, then you can take all the time you want to get ready. However, when performers go into a commercial studio or even a friend's studio, they should be well rehearsed, warmed up, and ready to play. Many a recording session is bogged down because some musicians were well prepared while others were not. That wastes time and money if you're recording in a commercial studio. Get your performance as tight as can be before you ever reserve or book studio time. Know your role and your musical part and be ready to execute it. Are your instruments, amps, cables, and all other gear in top condition? If you're a guitar player and your amp has the perfect tone but also has a little hum or buzz that crops up every now and again, it's not ready for a recording session. If you're a drummer, does your bass drum pedal have a minor squeak that no one ever hears when you play live? If so, you are not ready for a recording session. Microphones can hear all those extraneous noises. If you're a singer, do you have all your lyrics committed to memory and know how to sell the song, but you're a little hoarse from partying the night before? If so, you are not ready for a recording session, unless that rasp in your voice is something you want. If your instruments, voice, and everything that you put into the recording chain, including guitar strings, horn reeds, drum heads, tunings, and so on, are in mint condition and operating at their peak performance, then you are ready to record. Is everyone on the same page? Disagreements about direction, song structure, vocal phrasing, and individual parts should be worked out in advance. Sure, minor adjustments will always be necessary in a recording session, but the more issues you can agree on beforehand, the smoother the session will be and the more time you'll have to concentrate on what matters most, the sound of the recording. If musicians or other performers are fully prepared, then the engineer and computer operator must be as well. Besides any dedicated hardware you use in the studio, your computer and its peripherals must be in proper working order and ready for the demands that audio recording places on them. This is even more critical with video recording, which has to capture much more data in the same amount of time. Stereo audio recording requires a minimum of 10 megabytes of disk space per minute of stereo audio, depending on the audio resolution that you're working with. Therefore, it's essential to have a well-maintained, dedicated hard drive for big projects. As storage costs continue to go down, smaller projects can be captured on solid-state drives and stored on flash drives. But professional studios still use high-end traditional hard drives with fast transfer rates and interface circuitry. Whatever hard drive you use to record audio, make sure it's in optimal shape with plenty of extra space over and above what you need for the project. Always archive your finished projects onto a separate drive or on disks so that your main recording drive is clean and ready for new data. Although you can record audio with all modern computers, the more powerful a system is, the fewer problems you're likely to have using it as a recording system for audio or video. With a more powerful computer, especially one with as much RAM as you can afford, you can run more programs at the same time without placing speed limitations on your applications. You'll be able to access your DAW, your browser, and your sound library all at the same time, which can make working much more efficient. If you've booked a commercial recording studio for your band, then it's essential that you thoroughly check out the studio's control room and live spaces before arriving for the session. Get a concrete idea of where the band will set up and where the vocalists will be. Try to develop a rapport with the engineer who'll be working your session in the studio. He or she will be invaluable in helping your session run smoothly. Again, time is money for both you and the studio staff. It'll save you headaches to know as much as you can before the clock starts. In most cases, you'll have booked a block of time, and you want to get the most out of that time without the added pressure of spending more money for time that was wasted because of insufficient preparation. At the same time, if you're new to recording studios, don't be intimidated or awestruck by the sight of all the pro gear or the attitudes of any staff members assigned to work with you. You are the client. There's plenty of competition for your recording budget. If anything doesn't appeal to you about the studio, don't book it or cancel the session with enough time to honor the studio's cancellation policy. The studio you choose should promote a relaxed and healthy environment, and you have to find the right balance between enjoying the creative atmosphere and getting the work done within the time frame you've chosen. In any recording environment, be flexible. Be ready to roll with the punches. Unexpected things happen. Power outages, equipment failures, sudden illnesses, or cancellations. Take care of those things that you can control. Can you imagine a guitar player showing up at a commercial recording studio with no spare strings? Probably not. Yet this happens all the time. Make a checklist and follow it to the letter before traveling to a recording session. There are many other ways that good preparation will result in a more productive recording session. We'll be looking at them throughout this video series. Now you're ready to assemble the other equipment you need to make great recordings for yourself and your client.